What is happening, AJ Gamer Dude here, and I have some big news. Now, for those of us that are older gamers, we know how the 2000s were made up of a lot of licensed IP games that were usually either okay or pretty bad, okay being the best that we could have seen, but then sometimes we get the diamond in the rough. And in this case, we got something like the Simpsons Hit and Run. And for those of you guys that don't know, the Simpsons Hit and Run was pretty much if you took GTA, made it a little bit more child friendly, and put the Simpsons skin on it, and it was actually really good. It was a lot of fun. It felt like a fully fledged game because a lot of licensed titles back in the day, in the 2000s, usually lasted about 3 or 4 hours and then you would actually be done with the game. But this actually had a little bit more meat on the bones. There was a lot more unlockables, collectibles, characters. It felt like a fully fleshed out version of Springfield that you could actually be able to drive around in. And so, to learn that potentially there may have been 3 sequels without having to pay any money for the license, which, by the way, The Simpsons, a massive property, especially during the time in which The Simpsons Hit and Run came out, The Simpsons were riding on a high. And as described here, some crazy person at the publisher, we never found out who, said no. And that is the only way you can describe someone who would say no to making sequels to a highly acclaimed game that on top of it is part of a highly appreciated IP at the time in which the game was developed. To call that person a crazy person, 150%, that person is insane, mentally off their rockers. I cannot describe in any way, shape or form how insane this is, because like I said, The Simpsons is on a tear during this period. They predicted a lot of things that would happen 10, 15, if not 20 years later, and ultimately be able to create one of the best IP games IP licensed titles that we had ever seen. So like for myself personally, whenever I actually download a PS2 emulator on any device whatsoever, I always make sure that I can get and run Simpsons Hit and Run on it. Every single time, without a shadow of a doubt. I absolutely love this game. It is so much fun. And lately games have been forgetting the whole fun aspect of, being a game, so I feel like The Simpsons Hit and Run definitely really falls into that. But I think the only reason you might not like it is A, if you don't like The Simpsons, and B, if you don't like driving, because driving is a massive component of it, even though you can get out of the car and walk around or play as various members of Springfield, rather, the various residents of Springfield, and having the entire fictional area mapped out and be able to drive and travel across was really, really cool. And to this day, people are still trying to make a remake on PC of this game. Granted, it came out on PS2, Xbox, and PC. It was certainly an era of its time, and it is really, really unfortunate that we learnt about this, and it was specifically done through YouTuber, speedrunning documentarian Summoning Salt. So Summoning Salt always has some really, really cool stuff. I just really, really cannot believe that there was ever a situation whereby we could have gotten more games, that we could have gotten sequels. Man, it really, really hurts, I don't know how I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the age range of my viewers are, but honestly, this was something of a gem back in the day. And the fact of the matter that people are still trying to remake the game, despite the fact that we know EA is not going to go back to it, it just makes us wonder how we have to kind of put things into our own hands in order to be able to really bring the game forward. Because currently the only way to really play it is through emulators, and emulating the past just might not do it for some people. But I just kind of wanted to talk about this because of how insane the idea and the concept is that someone actually said no to the prospect and the idea of this game. Actually, come to think of it, what is the Metacritic sitting on this? I've never looked it up. Let's see, The Simpsons Hit and Run Metacritic. What are we looking at? Oh, it's saying 78, 86, or 8.6 on the. What about of your platforms? Oh yeah, 82, 81, 78, 79. Yeah, pretty. That is actually exceptionally good for a what's it called? A licensed title game, especially when you consider that now we're actually getting really good games that are licensed. For example, Alien Isolation and South Park The Stick of Truth as a couple of examples. Like, those are really good games. We would never have gotten anything like that prior to 2013, where we did even get games like, we did get, Stick of Truth that year, but guess what? We also got Aliens Colonial Marines that same year, and that was a rubbish game. So it really puts into perspective where licensed titles have gone from and where they currently are. But hey, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you like to, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 400 subs in the not too distant future. And with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.